Hello and welcome to DC30 and our Mythic Odyssey of Theros, episode 124 of D&D with an Ancient Greek Twist. I am your Dungeon Master, Romeo, and I'm joined with a full house tonight. We've got Violet on the way, and in the meantime, we have the lovely Tamara, Ali, Morse, Virla, and Alex. We're back after a small sabbatical. Violet and I took some time off to meet Virla in person for the first time, as well as hang out with Tamara some more in the lovely city of Hamburg. It was a lot of fun. And also attend Elfia, which is a huge Dutch Ren fair, which was a lot of fun. Can highly recommend. I got some really amazing shots of my Loquacious Sealy cosplay in the grounds of Elfia alongside the fairly talented, real name Anna, but she goes by Cosplay in the Garden on Instagram. You can check those out on my Instagram. Those will be releasing periodically going forward. We put up the first one a few days ago. That's it from me. Does anybody have anything they wish to bring forth?
Nothing appropriate for open public broadcast.
Join us in the After Dark show then for whatever Ali. Oh, we should totally do that one point. Like put it on Kick or something where there's no rules and then just do like a no holds barred whatever. No, that's a terrible idea. But in that case, let's kick it off with tonight's episode of our Mythic Odyssey of Theros. And we come back to you now. Welcome, welcome. So, my beloved players, last we left off, 2 weeks ago, you had finally, together with armies across the entire land at your backs, united and managed to fight your way into the city of Akros. A month now laid under siege by the armies of the returned. You fought your way through the city, defeating countless opponents, until you managed to expunge them all, at least the ones inside the city, from the city, saving Hilira's family in the process as well. You feared greater hostility from her family, but that does not seem to have come, at least for quite this moment. The city now stands, in a partial way, under siege once more. A standstill against the remaining forces of the dead, still numerous, that have fallen back to the bridge of Faragax, where they now are attempting to wait you out once more. Many a discussion was had, many a congratulations was had, and through a great painful discussion with Queen Taranika herself, it was certain elements of Botch's past were uncovered, unknown even unto him. After that conversation, you all gathered in the war room alongside the various generals of the armies that had come from Meletis, Delathon, Theros, and more. And as well as the fighting forces of Akros, those generals. Once that meeting was brought to place, you all discussed how to proceed with the remaining dead, who seem intent on not moving. It was ultimately decided that, whilst it is tempting to allow the bridge to collapse the bridge, killing a great many, if not most of them, it would allow Timaret, the Murder King, their leader, to retreat back to his domain. And it was decided that, for the greater good, in the long run, to save more lives in the long term, he should be ended. And therefore, you must fight across the bridge to get to him. Playing into his plans, perhaps, but ideally beating him at his own game and ending this once and for all. Too exhausted to continue a fight today, and seemingly in a position to take a night's respite after a long day of intense battles. You allow yourselves to, and the armies as a whole, take refuge within the city and prepare for what will likely be a very difficult conflict tomorrow. And that is essentially where we come to now, as you all filter out of the war room.
Turn that down a bit, mate.
It was literally the same one that I played earlier.
All sound files must not be created equal.
Some are far more equal than others.
Tree. Oh, I think I know what.
A very Animal Farm.
Still now?
Oh,
Still loud?
It's the noise that's in the background that just kind of throws me off.
Very heavy.
Okay, is that any quieter?
That's fine.
It is quieter, yes.
Okay. Is that going on? Did I not do the thing?
All of the groaning and moaning.
Oh,
though.
I know what happened.
I mean, it's the rain. Some people, the rain sometimes.
Okay,
just,
how is that now? It should be inaudible now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had a...
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not use that ambience because you guys are incapable of being serious. It's literally called Vassal
over 2
Aftermath.
years.
Oh.
I mean, well, you do after your battles. There's no one's business but yours.
You know, blood is running hot and everything. There's a lot of adrenaline
Yeah,
and
man,
everything.
you could die tomorrow.
I wasn't sure if that was just the undead
YOLO.
getting swifty or not.
You suddenly hear a deep rumbling sound as
God.
Tiamat emerges.
About time.
No. Okay, fine. We will... No ambiance. But as you filter out, the city is essentially yours. You see various soldiers and other military attendants and medics, nurses, healers, just in the process of recovering. The nation of Delathon, the breadbasket of Theros, with its vast agrarian fields, kindly brought a great deal of supplies as well to provide relief from the rationing that no doubt was taking place. And more than too much, no one seems to be, not so much no one seems to be paying you any mind, but the plan has been set. And so everyone's doing what they have to do. Molpadilla, the general of Meletis, Walks beside you guys for a moment. I need to reconvene with my generals and the others and muster a plan for the vanguard tomorrow. We'll clear a path for you best as we can. Suggest you get some rest in the meantime and do anything else you need to do. We will seek you out early in the morrow. And she excuses herself.
Okay, what do we do now?
I'm guessing the shops are closed.
Yeah, it
Well-
doesn't seem like the time or place for a city tour.
Honestly, the shops are closed, but who knows if you take something, you know?
I mean,
Could have been the undead, you don't know.
Anything pilfered in service of the city is not really pilfering, it's just resource distribution.
Yeah.
well, if there's any potion store, might be worth us going by there. But I would have hoped at this stage it would have been ransacked by those that needed the facility materials by this point. So,
Yeah.
You hear behind you, Scotty. You're looking for supplies. You turn and you see Helira's father. As well as both her whole family, basically. Two of her three brothers, as well as her sister and mother. Her sister's husband, too.
well, if there's anything that's still available that could be spared for what's going on ahead tomorrow, wouldn't say no.
What do you require?
Well,
Some healing potions.
potions of
might be
healing
a
or
good
bite
start.
are probably the most important thing that would be useful, or things that we can use for. I mean, if not, I'm sure I'm out of. I haven't actually got a healer's kit, but you know, any kind of triage-esque materials. Just if one of us falls and we haven't got the capacity to get them up there and then. Yeah, really, that's all that we're really after.
He gives you a curt nod, and then he seems to bark some orders towards a series of hoplites, and he talks with them for about 5 minutes, remembering, and then some of them seem to. One of the few sort of Militian spellcaster soldiers you've seen, seems to do some glyphs in the air and seems to be corresponding with someone for a moment. Takes about 5 minutes, but he sort of. Father comes back to you. Well, if you're handy with a mortar and pestle, ingredients would be easier to scrounge up than outright supplies.
Sure. In fact, I do have, I think, somewhere, and I bring out the ingredient list that we found way back when that was for the potion of superior healing, which I think was the dragon's heart, the manticore spikes, a few other bits. But well, I mean, these ingredients would be useful. If not, then whatever you've got, I will.
May I have that?
Hand over.
He hands it to the spellcaster soldier. We can do most of these. Dragon's heart gonna be tricky, but not impossible. How much brewing time would you require?
Well, I'll get to it tonight and leave it simmering till the morning. Speaking of, where are we set up? Have we gotten, like, how open are we at the moment?
You're pretty open at the moment. You are basically out. You are all situated at the in the citadel, the sort of the highest citadel where the nobility stands. Within that area is also basically the main, the equivalent of the Militian Parthenon was, so simply the Twin Kings Palace.
Is there space for a 2-story Golders Tower where I am?
There is a courtyard. Do you bring this up, or do you just cast it?
Yeah, I basically just well, I can create a workstation to operate from.
Oh, we have workstations. We're not savages.
Right. Yes. Of course.
If you
whatever you've got, I will. I'll work on stuff tonight.
Hilira's father says, "Bring everything needed for a station to my estate, as well as all the supplies required." And the magician soldier says, "Of course, General. I shall require an hour, 2 at most." And he excuses himself. Hilira's father turns towards all of you. My house is yours for the evening. I would like to speak with my daughter, and you are her friends, and you have brought salvation to this city. I would become you to stay as my guests.
Xanthia will turn to Hilera and goes like,
Okay. In your head, you just hear, I don't know anymore.
well,
Hilira, make an insight check.
Oh. What's my insight? Oh, I have pretty good insight. That's a natural 20 for 30.
You definitely get the sense, based on his tone and inflection, that he's wording this as an invitation more out of politeness, and probably can't force you, but has a predetermined answer he wants to hear.
well, we'd be honored. So, yeah, thank you. That is very, very kind of you.
Very well. Come this way, unless there is anything else in the city at large that you wish to explore. Nothing else you require?
Well, can I just... we'll meet you at the house, okay?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, no. What's my Again, I'm good at persuasion. Come on. No, I rolled a natural 1. Hilarious a little bit scared of her dad right now. Yep, that is indeed a natural 1.
If there's something you require, I'm happy to accompany you. You've been away from the city for a time.
Right. Okay. Guess we're gonna go home.
Very well. You might remember the way. And he basically walks in. You all can follow him, or if you need to do something else along the way, he'll happily accompany you, but he doesn't seem to be leaving your sides.
Is it apparent to us that I mean, given everything that we've heard or got so far, that you are seemingly uncomfortable at the moment, Hilira?
Oh, definitely. Hilary usually walks very straight, very ladylike. Right now, she still has a ladylike posture, but her head is just a little bit more down, which is unusual for her.
what was
Xanthia will
wrong?
just put like a hand on your shoulder to just show you, hey, we're here.
Thanks.
Tyson will walk beside you, and you would just hear him go, "Keep your head up. You've saved the city. Let them see you."
Okay. And she'll just kind of tilt her head a little bit up. And Buckius, you'll hear in your head, like, are you okay?
Yeah, I mean, little chilly. Not used to being without my thick hide. You know, it's been back in my gear, but yeah, I'm good. Good, thanks. Good. Tired. So tired.
So tired, yeah.
So very. I've been angrier today than I think it was possible for me to be.
Yeah, it was a very long day. Anyways, your new clothes look great.
Oh, thank you, my lady. Is it appropriate here now, my lady, or am I still banned from that shit?
But yeah, you're kind of still banned from it, but if we're
All
gonna
right.
sit anywhere, it has to be here.
All right, Hilsey.
Thanks.
Sorry, is that something that only your fillet of fish can call you?
No, she calls me different things. Don't worry about it.
I try not to. Good talk.
Okay. Bye.
I'm right here, but see.
Okay. I just start walking a little bit faster.
Very well. It's a slightly long walk without the chariots, but over the course of about half an hour, you are able to basically walk back to Helida's house. Other than one wing, which seems to have basically been collapsed by fighting and destruction, it's intact. A beautiful abode. 3 stories tall. A sort of edged U echelon with an inner courtyard and a final sort of the horizontal section at the back is its own floor with a tower that overlooks everything. Walled garden, great red banners with her family's crest draped out of the windows. An affluent state of affairs. As you walk through the courtyard, Ikarion mutters something to about 5 or 6 servants that seem to be basically inhabiting this place. He says, "Please prepare." Looks at you all. Every room that is available, some of you might have to share. And then he bids you all continue to follow him inside. The rest of your family, Heliod, has also been quite quiet during all of this. Reticent to speak out of turn, shall we say. But he leads you all into the main courtyard, and it's a relatively not too cold of an evening, so it's pleasant out. Not a cloud in the sky. The stars are coming out. And he has basically a few couches and chairs brought out, as well as like a coffee table-sized round table. And minor refreshments before what probably maybe an evening meal are also brought out. Sit. He eyes you all up and down, and this is a behemoth of a man. White as a door, 6'3", a breastplate that heaves under this strength of having to constrain his muscle-bound barrel chest. These slightly long, sort of that reaches just the back of his neck, faintly wavy hair that he's basically swept back, and a very meticulously groomed pointed beard. And he stares at you all. Just gets the measure of every one of you.
I've already sat down and started eating.
Yeah. I assume Amalia too. Hey, welcome. Let me just add Violet's thing to the thing. Yes, you got up here. Yay! So, if nobody says anything after 5 minutes, nothing.
Nope.
He says that in character, so that's in character. Nothing, Hilira?
You have a beautiful home, by the way.
Thank you. The mother says this at this point. He gives you a curt nod, but... Were we so terrible to you, Hilira?
Okay.
That you can't even look us in the eye now and say anything to us?
What do you want me to say, Dad?
Where have you been? What have you been up to?
Well, for the first few weeks, I was just kind of running around. Then I met Buckios, which was fun. And then I met Xanthia, which was fun. Then we did a little thing, and then we killed some things, and then I was running again, and then I did some more running, and then I ran into these guys.
Hi. None of these guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's Scortinos, and that's Xanthia, and Buckios, you know. And that's Jason. I didn't know him until a few days ago. And then that is Amalia.
One of Hilira's brothers, just with no filter, looks at you, Scotty, and says, "What's wrong with your skin?"
Bit pale. A bit. I've been leeching of the primal force, as it were. Spellcasting stuff has a bit of an effect. I'm all right though. I'm not undead. Everyone keeps thinking I am. You can check. I'm not. I'm all good. Just a bit of an iron deficiency. And as I say, I kind of like drag the entire plate, like whatever, like the main like meat dishes. I kind of like slowly sort of drag it along the table and start tucking into it.
Ikarion, Hilira's father, shoots Audax, the brother, just like a glare, and just in lieu of being able to say anything right now, the brothers also just get down and like are poured wine, and they've almost got popcorn at this point. They just want to see what happens. Your mother and sister both are sort of in that just sat in a lady pose, looking with sort of rapt concern. It's good to see you've grown strong. Or grown stronger, shall we say. You don't seem very happy to be here.
Well, you know, when I left, I didn't really think I would come back.
Was it so terrible? He reiterates.
Sometimes.
I thought I gave you a good life.
You did. I'm not saying you didn't give me a good life, but sometimes you forgot to listen.
In what way?
Well, do we really have to do this in front of my friends?
I can dismiss them if you would rather speak to me of your own.
Right. Well, dismissing them seems a bit rude. You can just politely ask them to...
Also not made of magic. Sorry, I wasn't paying full attention. Sorry, pass me the wine, would you? Cheers. And I'm just vibing with your brother now, just with the wine.
Don't hog that all to yourself, though.
Right. Okay.
Arithia chimes in, Heliada's mother. Save some appetite for dinner, darlings.
This isn't the dinner?
Oh, no. To be fair, they've not brought out, like, a big thing for it. They brought out nibbles. And
Oh,
wine.
okay, fine.
Could we have some more wine then?
More wine is brought. The brothers echo this as well.
Wine and beer.
Why ask them to leave? You clearly find greater comfort amongst them than you do amongst us.
Yep, that's right.
Chaos manners.
He closes his eyes for like a full, 4 seconds.
In that 4 seconds, there's a slow high five between me and Buckios, and then we put our hands down.
If you will not speak, perhaps I can turn to one of your companions instead.
No, that's, okay. No, that's not. I don't think that's gonna end well. Well, it depends on which one you choose, but I don't think it's gonna end well.
Bacchios.
Uh-oh.
What a choice.
Of course. Hello, sir, my lord.
Those fatigues suit you.
I know, right? I mean, it's, the main differences between you and me, though, because I make this shit look good.
You wear them better than your father did.
Well, my father wore his own vomit better than most men, so I don't know how to... I don't
You are
know
not wrong. Good man. Like to party more than he liked to fight. Or just as much. Or at the same time.
I feel like I learned how to party from him, and I learned how to fight from the rest of you guys. So I feel like I'm the best of both. Why not party all the time and party every day?
Tell me about my daughter, Bacchios.
Oh, what would you like to know?
What would you like to tell me?
I'd say you did a bloody good job of raising her. Fiercely independent, strong-willed, quick-witted, fiercely intellectual, fantastically loyal, wonderfully perspicacious. Very, very passionate young woman who likes to do everything as quickly as she can, as fast as she can, and with as much gusto as she can. And, she is absolutely fantastic of bringing you back just from the brink of death exactly when you need it. It's quite tasty.
I didn't take you for one impassioned with the followings of the messenger god, Ilira. When did this happen?
A few years ago. I don't think you noticed.
I guess I did not.
No, you didn't. I did try to tell you once.
When?
I think a few weeks after it happened. You were busy.
Your mother chimes in at this point. Ilira, I've always tried to listen to you. We all feared you lost when we could not find you. Your father led countless searches. I wept and prayed every day for more than a month. We all did. She gestures to your sister. Europa sort of like just tucks a little block of blonde hair behind her head. You notice she's keeping deliberately very quiet. This is your mother. Are we ever going to see you again?
This hadn't happened? I don't know.
Your mother and sister and your brothers all look visibly crestfallen by this. Actually, in fact, all of them look hurt by this. Father, sort of. So that's it. Oh, I could scream. Try to feel like I could pierce into that steely demeanor for some semblance that you care, but I fear I'd be wasting my breath.
I do care. I care a lot. But when I left, I was incredibly hurt and scared. You weren't there for me. And Ronos was. And so I left because that was best for me. And yes, I wasn't planning to come back. But that was the plan. I love all of you. But that doesn't excuse that there was damage done.
Yet here you are, with all this power, and you can't even look us in the eye. You want to accuse us of doing damage? You wish to lay blame at our feet? Then do it, but say something, because all I see now is someone who can't wait to leave. So either tear me asunder or leave.
I'm sorry that I hurt you guys. And she'll look her father in the eye. I think we both did damage to each other. But let's not pretend that the wounds were equal. You were my father. Every time I doubt myself, every time I think I'm not enough, I hear your voice telling me I am not. I have a piece of divinity. Ronos is my friend. He likes me, and yet still every time I go into battle, I hear your voice telling me that I am nothing, just a lady. Hilaria will turn around and she'll walk away.
Well, Slap Slice, this has been lovely. Thank you. Great nibbles.
As you're walking away, Hilira, he shouts after you. I believed I was instilling you with the strength to overcome adversity. The same hardships I, your brothers, your sister, faced. And you have become strong, powerful. Doubt.
I did. But that wasn't because of you. That was because of them. And she'll point at her friends.
I wish I understood. I really did. I brought you up, to my mind, the way countless ladies of Akros have been brought up. The way your sister was brought up. Europa is chewing her tongue hard.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
With the other sisters and this conversation.
One sister, two brothers.
Yeah, sorry, with the other sister. Can I see, actually with all the kids, but specifically the sister, obviously being the only other female, can I see that what he's saying is like, can I see if she's feeling similarly to Hilera, but is keeping quiet, or if she's feeling like it's not her place to say anything, like the
passive insight?
Similarly? My passive insight is 20.
She is definitely holding back. He has that sort of grimace smile that, and she does not look happy with the words her father is saying.
Yeah, and really quickly, in case I missed it, is she older or younger than Hilera?
Older.
Same age? Older. Okay, sweet.
She's closer to her 30s at this point.
Yeah,
actually, it'd be about 26.
Is she the eldest, or is one of the brothers the eldest?
One of the brothers is the eldest, who is not here.
Okay. But so she's the eldest in the room, basically, of the children?
Yeah.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah.
You keep walking away, Hilira?
I'm standing in, like, the doorway or whatever after I said that. So I've stopped walking.
I'm going to ask you, Hilira, to make a persuasion check. Just a general persuasion check based off of your demeanor.
Okay. My God. 11?
You should have safe scummed.
$11 was enough. Europa snaps. For fuck's sake, Dad! Don't you get it? You've always only ever seen what you wanted to see. And you have cowered behind what is expected and conflated what is to be with what has worked out for you. Hilliard had the strength to fucking take what you wanted. I'm only here because I never did. Tears are streaming down her face at this point. Yes, father. It's like just literally like everyone is stunned by this. Ikarion sort of just stands up. I don't care for your tone. And Europa just snaps back. Fuck you. And she just storms off. Her husband looks there really awkwardly. But he goes after her.
I hope that's a good idea.
What, the father goes after the...
No,
husband.
Europa's husband.
Goes
The
after
father,
her, she
Noros.
leaves.
Yeah.
Can I determine what kind of energy was coming from him when he left the room?
Make an insight check.
$19. Specifically, do I sense violence?
No. Just total confusion.
Okay, fine. I don't
Just-
do anything.
Like, the only way I can describe it is you get the sense that this kind of defiance is just generally unheard of to begin with, and he does not know how to react to this situation. And he, for what it's worth, he does look to Europa with worry.
Okay. I have burnt a spell slot and a subtle casting slot, but I will waste the telekinesis that I was about to cast on him to stop him pursuing.
No, I'll say, so he would have sort of very gingerly, you would not have gotten the sense from the get-go that there was
Okay,
violence,
fine.
so I'll let you take
All right,
that spell
cool.
slot back.
Okay, great, thank you.
But he literally just drops his spear. Europa stormed off by this point, but Nora stops for a second. Looks to you, Heliora. For what it's worth, I love her deeply.
You better. Otherwise, they'll kill you.
I believe you. But yeah, as he goes after her, I'll say you get the sense of someone who may be instilled with certain behaviors born of being at the top of a perhaps unfair system. Someone who may very well have expectations, or maybe just accustomed to not having to just like certain things falling into his lap, like royal match. But for all his privilege, you don't sense malice at the end of it all. They storm off. Your Orithia, your mother, is just... She's just quietly weeping into her hands. Your father. What do you want me to say, Hilira? I am actually asking you. What do you want me to do?
I don't need you to say anything. If you want to help, in his head, he'll hear, just please help Bukios. He's a really good man, and I think he deserves to come back to Akros if he wishes. I hated Akros when I left. This is all in his head. Which is weird, because we're having eye contact, but no words are being spoken, which is really fun for the rest.
Aldax literally goes, is something happening? I don't... And your father literally just goes... Just holds his hands up.
I hated Akros when I left. But then I met him. And he made me realize that it is still a great place. And no place is perfect.
He just silently nods at you. Would you like to see Thorax?
Yes.
He turns to your brothers, cocks his head, and they both get up. Come on, Hilira.
Okay.
Your father just excuses himself to go inside. What do any of the rest of you do?
I lean over to Hilira and say, "Do you want me to teach him a lesson in the meaning of manners? I could easily, you know, carve off a lung or chop a finger in half. Something light, something easy.
Well, let's not do that right now, okay?
Not right now, but soon.
Maybe also not soon.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay.
I'll keep it in mind, okay?
Thank you. Yep, oh, good stuff.
Okay.
Are you all going with Hilira?
Is the mother still weeping?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Can I just kind of go over it really quickly and just like it's a very stoic, almost like unapologetic. Just thank you for your hospitality. Are you holding up there?
Do you have children?
I did.
I'm sorry.
A centaur can't really pull up a chair, but like the equivalent of that will kind of happen, and then he'll sit down and kind of like
you're able to basically sort of do that crouch down thing where you're basically lying down.
The demeanor will kind of change ever so slightly to be a little bit less I guess a little bit less Jason the warrior and a little bit more Jason the father. And he kind of just sits down beside her and just goes, I do, however, have one on the way.
Did you ever feel lost in trying to understand them? Wishing you could or could have helped them. Tearing yourself in the inside. Fearing what you are is monstrous because your child hates it so.
I can understand that both of you had the intentions of what was best for your children in your minds. And depending on how you yourself were raised and what opportunities you had, perhaps you wanted to make sure that your children had every opportunity that you didn't at their disposal. But whatever reasons you had, it's never wise to try to force or create your own image or your own ideals too much onto your child, especially if there is resistance. And in the short time that I have known your wonderful daughter, resistance seems to be a outspoken honesty of hers. If she truly doesn't feel that something is right, she will speak with her heart fully to make her opinions known. That is something that someone is born with. They are molded by their surroundings, and that in turn can change how they act. But in her core, the small flame that burns brightly is one of honesty and doing what she thinks is best. I think that despite whatever family theatrics have happened here tonight, you all care about each other, which is why this pain is so strong. If you didn't, none of this conflict would have happened. To care about something deeply is to love it and hate it in equal measures. Maybe her father sees a lot of himself in her. Maybe she sees the same. Maybe that is why there is a displeasure there. I think that your eldest daughter has clearly been harboring a lot of feelings. And right now, and I'm assuming now it's pretty much just her and I in the room, if everyone else has gone with her anyway.
I assume so, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of look at her and I'll say, you're not monsters for raising your child the way that you thought was best. In her eyes, maybe there might be some villainizing there, but that is her right to feel that way.
She looks at you.
Yeah.
Is my daughter lost to me? Have I failed as a mother?
There's a smirk on his face and he just goes, knowing Hilera, in the brief time that I have, If she was truly lost to you, she wouldn't be here. She wouldn't entertain the privilege of gracing you with her presence. It seems she was very set on never coming back and returning to this place. But as we barged through those doors, and once we found what was happening, her instinct, her base instinct, was to defend her family, whilst protecting her new one. She cares deeply about a lot of people. I'm sure you are part of that list in whatever way she feels appropriate.
She pulls up her shawl tighter. Thank you.
You are very welcome. I think it best if you speak to her father.
I agree. Please, warm yourself inside. Dinner will be ready soon.
Acknowledge nod, and then goes to join the rest of the group.
Whilst this is happening, your brothers, Audax in the lead, Duris behind him, lead you up to the second floor, through the corridor where all your rooms were. And at Thorax's room, he motions to basically there's a servant standing in waiting at the door. And you all, it's a little cramped, but you all filter inside. And you all see Ilira's eldest brother. Very short, almost buzz cut like hair. Or what's left of the hair. Maybe half of his face is all third-degree burn. And whilst his left arm is intact, technically it is a husk, also covered in burn. His eyes flutter open. Aldoc says, "Hey, fuckstick, look what we found." His eyes lock with yours, Helira, for a second. He goes to... Oh, fuck. Aldax and Duris both grab him and very gingerly try to hoist him up. Helira. Hi. He reaches for you. Are you close?
Yeah, I also moved with my brothers.
He brushes your cheek. I missed you.
I missed you too. What happened?
It was glorious. I killed the Chimera, charged straight in. Like you always do. It's okay. It only hurts when I breathe.
Right.
Can I maybe help a little bit? Or try to at least. I'm a healer.
I'll take anything.
Xanthia will slowly, carefully walk up to him and just very gently place a hand on a part of him that doesn't look as badly wounded, like opposite shoulder or something.
His sort of like sternum area
just...
is relatively unscathed.
Yeah.
And sort of like his right side seems to be mostly okay.
And just try and put like 20 points of lay on hands on him to see if that eases the pain or maybe treats some of the
warm
burns.
blue light suffuses into him, and you do watch great many of the burns begin to close up and settle and scar over. For about 10 seconds, Thorax is bathed in glowing blue light before. He is much better. A lot of the most of the raw burns, the fresh ones, gone.
To supplement that, I will go to his other bedside and, calling upon Clothis, I will put my hand on his other shoulder and I will also cast my first level. So not too bad, not too much, but I will cast my first level Cure Wounds. The threads of Clothis sort of reaching out and just like gently curling his hair back from his face, straightening his clothes, just making him genuinely feel a bit better.
Yeah, many of them seep into his skin, and those burns also scab over.
Rolled the maximum I could, so that he takes an additional 10 points of healing damage. Oh, healing. He takes 10 points of healing.
Damage.
Oh no!
No, he takes 10 points of healing.
Damage. And Scotinos will also
Blood extraction.
I mean, you can waste not, want not, you say. He'll kind of go over.
I would think it would be way funnier if you literally just he flexed wrong. It's like,
Whoops.
he's like, oh shit.
It's just, it's got to be one or the other. But no, he will step forward and he'll go, well, now you know what it's like to step into the fire. You'll hopefully be able to avoid it next time. And I'll reach and I'll actually grab onto his hand, which is probably where the burn is, as if to kind of shake his hand. And with that, I'll add a Farrakhan's balm. So I kind of give grip, probably what is one of the more painful spots. But with that grip, I will give him an extra.
Which is, I'll say actually this is very important as you do so, because you watch as the wounds, particularly on the hand, are being healed by Botch and Xanthia, but you notice the beginnings of, as burnt flesh does, fingers potentially fusing together because they're not healing correctly, and what you know about medicine, you're basically using... You just
my hand, I basically by shaking his hand, I'm kind of like split them apart.
You basically tiny, like literally the size of worms, little astral serpents emerge from your hand. They sort of and they hold things in place and they help the hand heal. And he gets up. He's actually able to sit up on his own now. The servant, who seems to have been dressed in sort of a physician's manner. That will help a lot. Thank you. We've had so little healing to spare, with all of it needing to go to those still on the front line. That will help him a great deal, but he likely still has tremendous scarring on his lungs, and I'll need to spend time relearning how to use that arm. He's able to steady himself with his other arm. Whilst one may be still a bit sickly and withered, the other one is that lean but burly bicep it's always been. I never doubted you'd come back, Hilira.
Well, then you have more faith than the rest of them.
That's not true.
Offense.
That's not true. Is father downstairs?
He ran off somewhere. We kind of... The girls kind of yelled at him. Oh my god, you would have loved to have been there. And I tell him everything that happened.
He needed that. But come,
you're really...
help me up, Audax. Brother, shut the fuck up and lift me up. If not, I'll get that one to do it. He points to Xanthia.
Okay, no, let's not involve my friends in this. If you're gonna run into danger again, even if it is
I'm
father...
doing nothing of the sort. Oh, okay. You know what? Fuck this.
Okay.
Triton.
Come here, I'll help.
Triton.
I'll help. No! Leave Xanthia out of this!
House of the Stalking Bear, help me up.
I will help him
conflicted.
up.
You all hoist him up.
And as I do that, I will cast a 5th level Cure Wounds on him.
I'll tell you now, he's
As
at
well.
max HP.
Okay.
The damage remaining is damage that will, out of character, require
Regeneration
physical
level
therapy.
stuff, yeah.
Okay.
Or at the very least,
As
physical
I-
therapy. But
As I get him up, I'll just whisper to him, "They all healed you so quick, and to think I'm the healer. It's so weird. They don't trust me, I think."
When are you the healer?
I whisper to my brother, you hear nothing.
He's just about able to stand up on his own. He motions Botch behind you, and you turn and you see a spear that's basically like by the door. He motions to you to give it to him.
I pick it up and hand it over.
He, using it as a stick, he bids you to follow him. Be very quiet. If Father ever finds out I did this, he'll burn my other half. And he leads you all. He mentions the servant, not a word. Servant just puts their hands up. He leads you down the hall to your parents' bedroom. And he goes in, bidding you all to follow him.
We follow.
The bedroom has a large four-poster bed at the center with like bronze dragon's claw feet. It's blood-red sheets with sort of white cushions. Very opulent. Think like the Ember Island bedrooms in Last Airbender level.
Nice.
Thorax hobbles to the desk. And beneath the desk there's a chest, and he sort of opens it, rifles through it. Father, buried underneath that wild bear exterior is someone who actually isn't always as stoic as he likes to present himself, or as fierce. Especially when he thinks people aren't listening. Like if they're comatose. Where is it? Yes! Exactly what he said it would be. He would share things with me when he thought I was just an unconscious body to vent at. And he pulls out a giant sort of leather-wrapped sort of... It sort of has semblances of a scroll, or more like, you know those leather things you sort of wrap toolkits in? It's sort of like a big one of those. And he just spreads it, like just lays it out on the bed. And just opens it up, and you see countless scrolls, other pieces of paper, small accoutrement here and there. Thorax gestures to it. Audax and Durius are both like, brother, what the fuck are you doing? This is Father's study. Shut up. He gestures to it. To one end of it. To you, Hilira.
What is it?
You pick up one of the first scrolls you see, like a sort of a big bundle of paper. You unfurl it, and as you read through it, you see it's a news article, for lack of a better term, of the city of Meletis being mysteriously saved from a liquor-based plague. And the unknown adventurers numbering among them a red satyr, a scholarly woman, a Leonin, and an Acroan girl with a winged helmet. This was before you, Botch. You move to the next one. And these are first-hand accounts. You gather from Leonin visiting Akros of a similarly described band of adventurers. slaying a titan aspect of ice. And as you begin to rifle through these, there are pieces of griffin feather. There are you realize it is a collage of your whole life since you first walked out of these house doors. Including elements you didn't even think possible. You pick up, of all things, a small metallic scale, sort of iron in color, that probably belonged to a magnetar. Somehow, through Lord knows what means, it's all here. Though it does stop at around the Siege of Akros. For, like, basically dates-wise, you gather that whatever means he had, whatever connections he had, were no longer possible to utilize once the city came under siege. But Thorax chimes in. He never lost the sight of you.
Wow. That's a lot. We did some cool things, you guys.
Clearly.
Yeah, I'm way cooler than you.
Yes, you are. Although I've got way cooler scars than you.
Oh, you should see the one on my chest. It's really cool.
Come again?
Well, there was this one time, there was this guy, and he, like, you know, into my chest, and it left a scar. It's pretty dope. Don't worry about it. I know, right?
This is so Botch is in agreement, but the rest of you sort of see that, like, the sort of like the slightly less savory aspect of Akros at play. This girl is describing to her older brothers how she had a spear run through her heart, and they're all like, "Yeah, fuck yeah."
Scottinos is just looking at his hand, just going, "Oh, mine pale in comparison."
Was that a pun about your skin color?
I wish I could say yes. I wasn't thinking it.
Hey, I'm just a dumbass Akroan soldier. I'm happy to pretend like it was. This Duri's talking, the younger one. Aldax, the middle one, speaks up at this point. We were all a mess after you left, Hilira. I know. I understand now that life has been difficult for you, but... That doesn't mean it was necessarily easy for everyone else. Maybe I was just blind.
You know, we all had our own problems.
Whatever it's worth, I'm sorry.
So am I. Next time I leave, I swear I'll say goodbye. Or afterwards, if I do forget, I'll send you a message. I can do that now, and it's really fun.
When did you gain that ability?
I think it was like, it was in the caves. I think
Look, so
when we
you have
fought
been
the
able to send magical messages for like over 3 months now, and you did not at any point reach out to the rest of us?
Well, I did reach out to Dad.
Just Dad?
Well, and I did scry on you guys once.
When?
Oh, you guys were having dinner at the time. I know, I was really worried for a second as well. But, you know, there was this one time, and she'll explain that the one time she was crying on Paragon and everything that happened with that.
Wow, you are hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Thorax cracks his neck. Right, I'm fucking starving. Food?
Sure. Let's go eat. I make dessert, so everyone keep spot for dessert.
Okay. As you're all walking, Duris, the youngest of the brothers, hangs back. Saddles up to you, son, Xanthia. Just casually leans and then whispers. Acroans respect strength above all else. Just don't take no shit, and you'll be fine. And he just keeps walking.
Sure, can do that.
Can I quickly ask, where did that book that had the notes and everything go in the end? Where did that end up going?
Oh, he put it back in the chest underneath the father's desk. This was not something you guys were supposed to see.
I'm going to try and slip away from the group.
Make a stealth check.
I do not have great stealth. But with a 25...
Okay. Does anyone have passive... Rita, your passive perception, does that beat that? Okay.
No.
You're good. How'd you get a 25?
My passive is 25.
6.
Oh,
My
Jason
passive perception is 35.
But you're not there.
If I'm in the, yeah.
35?
25.
Damn.
How did you get a 25?
19 plus 6.
Oh, right. Oh, right. You guys' proficiency bonuses are pretty crack right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're a bard as well. I forgot.
Oh, yeah.
Jack of all trades.
I will just quickly nip back to where that little booklet was with all the stories. Flip very quickly to the last page, and in the time I have, I will write the score to a song.
Okay. I am going to ask you to make a dexterity check for speed here, because your absence will be noted quickly.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the natural one. A total of 5.
Tyson comes in. Where does Skatinos? Oh no.
So,
oh no.
Oh, no.
you guys basically go down the stairs at this point, and Skatinos... So you are writing it perfectly and correctly, but it's basically... You know... You are meticulous, so you're like, hang on, I
It's
gotta
a music,
put the
it's a score. I've got like P,
I gotta put the quavers in the corner. I gotta put the timing correctly. And like, you basically get to the end of the first line, and you do you put a semi-quaver instead of a quaver, and you're like, doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me a lot. Starting again. And about after 10 seconds of you scrolling it, what the fuck are you doing? And you turn and you see Duris in the doorway.
I kind of look back to it, and I just continuing with where I'm at, holding my club there. Seemed fitting to leave a message. I can sing it if you like.
Make a persuasion check.
$31.
You go to sing it, and he sort of stops you. Sort of leans back slightly. Goddamn Satyr, I told you, the restroom is at the other end of the hall. He does this. Alright, come on. He just shouts that over his shoulder as he just, like, wrap it up, Toots, with whatever you're doing. And you are able to, over the course of the next minute of it in. And the rest of you are led downstairs to dinner.
Now the question is, can the father play?
That would be hilarious.
He's just there,
what is this shit? It's just lines and squiggles and dots.
Even better. You come back and you see him with like a pencil or something. And you're like, what are you doing? And he sort of like turns around and just somehow it was also a like connect the dots for like, I don't know, like a deer or something. Is that not what this was meant to be?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Dinner is served. And it is... Supplies have been limited, but this is one of the highest houses in Akros. A roast ox is brought out. I was saving this for the victory feast, but this seems like a good time.
Well, we're here now, so victory's pretty much self-assured.
He actually respects that. He's nice. And your plates are laden with food, and you can all tuck in.
So is all the family come back to the table, or is the father still...
Europa is not here still.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. How's the family looking?
It's quiet and awkward, but I'll say about 5 minutes in, Noros joins. Europa is not feeling well. She asked to be excused. And Carrion sort of like sits up, but just catches a vibe from the room and nods. Just goes back to tearing a haunch of roast ox free. Looks up. You, Triton. Xanthia, yes?
Yes.
Tell me of yourself.
Well, grew up in a small village underwater, moved to Melodies when I was, how old was I? 14. Trained to become a paladin. That was like very long training. Then ran into Hilaire a few months ago. Was deep in the Catacomb Mountains. Bacchus was there too. He was hugging his ex. That was kind of weird. Maybe is that a Crowan thing?
What is?
Or just hugging your weapons in your sleep?
No.
Insight check.
Insight check.
No, I'm kidding. That's 100% Tyson probably would like. If it was definitely like no, I think
no, he definitely was like no.
Roll a 10 on insight.
Hard to read.
Yeah. My passive's 20, so I probably see it and I'm just like, oh yeah, they're all fucking hugging their swords.
Basically, yeah. We prefer to think of it as being ready for battle at a moment's notice.
That's right.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I said.
Looks at you. Look me in the eye and tell me you have never fallen asleep hugging that. And he points to Atmos.
That thing is pointy and sharp. No.
Insight check.
Go for it.
Oh boy. This is the time where I roll a natural one. Actually,
The most important role of the whole campaign.
So he rolled a natural 5. And his wisdom is +2, so it's a total of 7. Xanthia, are you telling the truth?
I am telling the
Make
truth.
a persuasion check.
Drop my die. Hold on.
I like to think that's the fork dropping is the awkwardness for the table.
Okay, that's a 14
Okay,
on
that beats it.
persuasion.
If you hadn't rolled high enough, he wouldn't have believed you, even though it was true. You should try it sometime. This goes back to eating. Continue.
Has somebody cast a silence spell on Xanthia?
Sorry.
Noros
yeah, we
lowers
were
his
at
hand.
Temple of-
Sorry, I thought it would be funny.
I like that. Yeah, we were at the Temple of Kofix. Then we kind of parted ways again, and we met back up again when it was the Ice Titan, right? Wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
You looked really cool. She like shot through the ice.
Oh, I thought you
So-
meant like the pun because she turned into a block of ice. That was
No,
very
that
cool.
was afterwards.
That was no. That was some
wasn't.
other time.
That wasn't
No,
cool.
Don't
that
remind
was
me.
stressful.
Like, do you even know how embarrassing that is? I'm resistant to cold. And I
Yeah.
get turned into a statue of ice.
Your father chimes in, Hilira. Do you think it's wise, Hilira, to be with someone so willing to give you the cold shoulder? Fuck all of you, that was hilarious. Go. Hilira's so stingy with the details. I'm curious as to what you've all been up to.
Yeah, Scotty, you're such a good storyteller. Why don't you take over?
I
this?
want to hear
Since
it
then,
from
it's
you.
All been okay. Yeah, we were fighting the Ice Titan. After that, we went to visit Amalia's family, or well, what's left of that. Hilio was pretty reckless, did some scrying things that she shouldn't have done, but to be honest, proved to be pretty useful. We murdered Amalia's father, because he was also being turned into an evil ice monster as well. Yeah, that was when I got turned into
Sorry,
an ice
who's
statue
Amalia?
a little bit. Our Leonin friend.
The one taking a cat nap on the table.
I assume it was not a happy relationship. Continue.
No, it really wasn't. And when we, had defeated him, his ice scepter broke, and we found some shards of an ancient trident in there, which is since then turned into this beautiful thing, courtesy of Dark Sauce. Oh god, so many things have been happening. It's all just kind of blurring together. I think we went back to Melodies after that. We bought a house.
You slew a dragon,
Oh yeah,
You killed a
two,
dragon.
actually.
avenged
Yeah.
a family. I just say just like bluntly and then just go back to eating.
Elaborate.
just the dragon slaying part, or also avenging the family part?
All of the above.
While I was in Melodies, during the paladin training, really crazy megalomaniac blue dragon, found my underwater home, blew it to pieces, turned everything into crystals, everything destroyed, no survivors. You know, just really great thing to come back to at some point. And all just for a, scroll of magic spells.
Which I then wave and just go, it's not that bad, and I use it to like wipe my face and like dab it as a napkin and then wrap up and put away.
Yeah.
Woof.
So, yeah, actually didn't want to face it for a really long time, but we found out that it held the piece of divinity that our friend Bithynia now has in her possession. So, yeah, we went to its isle, which was full of slaves, which we also liberated. Take some notes, please. And yeah, I slew the dragon, I slew one of its children, the other one was killed by Bacchus, I think. It was all a very, very long fight. And yeah, very cathartic.
How big was the dragon?
Huge. No, not the biggest one we've seen, but still.
What was the biggest dragon?
You know, Mount Velos.
Taxis. Got it.
Yeah.
So you slew a great ancient dragon in order to exact blood vengeance for your family.
Not just that, but also just to make sure it doesn't hurt anyone else in the future. You know.
Looks at you. Looks at Hilira. Looks back at you. Looks back at Hilira. I can live with that. What I want to know is, how does a Triton come to wield the power of Purphoros?
Wow, quite the interview tonight. Oh, well.
If someone else has another conversation topic, I personally am curious to get to know my daughter.
Why won't you try talking to her
She seems reticent to speak.
herself then?
I don't want to make her uncomfortable.
Interesting tactics.
This is given the same energy of like, excuse me, Santia, could you please tell Hilera that...
Yeah, it's
So
I'm not an owl!
you do get the sense that every time he's tried to get Hilira to talk, it's cat got her tongue. So he's not poking that bear, basically. He's trying a different approach. He is... You get the sense of a man who communication and sort of like feeling expression is the last thing he is willing or capable of doing, and so is trying.
I think with that, Jason probably feels somewhat understanding, especially from a father's perspective, even though fathering very different. And I think there'll just be because I know that your pass is quite high as well, Hilarious. So you just see Jason give you like a look of just like of just like, see, there's an attempt being made.
You also, Zante, do get the sense he's basically trying to get the measure of you.
Yeah, that was my impression. Oh, yeah. Well, so remember how I said that we found shards of the trident? So this used to be Thassa's original trident, Dekela, which had been shattered many years ago.
Nordos basically go like drinking wine, going, like, you know, like the Dekela basically was his expression.
Yeah. The one and only. And we asked our very good friend Daxos if he would be able to reforge it, basically. And he said yes, but we would have to go back to Mount Valus for that. Only place with the very right conditions. And yeah, so that was Porphyros's first forge, as you all know, I presume. And yeah, we faced an avatar of him and had a good heart-to-heart. And after that, his words really resonated with me, and I woke up with his blessing, basically.
It is clear you've all come very far.
Yeah, it's been a long journey.
Elira, would you like to add anything? Whatever
We were
you
on
want.
a boat for a while. We were on a boat, which was really fun. Oh my god, and we fought vampires.
Underwater.
Which was underwater.
What
which
is
was
a
very
vampire?
Scary. Don't worry about it. And then,
Remember,
you know,
vampires,
weirdly-
to remind you guys, vampires are very much an emerging phenomenon in this point in history.
Undead creatures,
Yeah.
they want to suck your blood.
yeah.
Not like Returned, different kind of
No,
just
different.
animated corpses, but these ones are quite smart for an animated corpse. These ones were underwater because they don't have to breathe. We fought a spider, like an underwater spider at one point. That was grim. Was it in the?
That enormous
Yes.
dragon turtle.
Yeah, the
Dragon
dragon
turtle.
turtle. Yeah. Oh, and then we went to see Hithonia, which was fun.
Yeah, she was. She didn't get riddles, which surprised me.
Your definition of fun is really concerning sometimes.
Well, okay, I had a great time.
We should go back and see that dragon turtle at some point. Like,
Or Hithonia would
I
be
don't
fun.
know if he wants to see us
You
again.
fought Hithonia the Cruel?
we.
Yeah, we didn't kill her.
We
though.
we borrowed
We
something.
ran away from
Yes.
her.
We
Yeah.
borrowed something from
We
her.
stole from her and
Well,
ran
yes.
away.
we stole. We didn't borrow. We're not intending.
What
to
did you
bring it back.
steal?
Points at
Yeah,
Buckius,
looks
the
up
sword.
Buckius.
Sorry, just quick update. Violet's in a lot of pain, so she's gonna have to dip out. Get well soon. I love you. Fair.
She's not very good at riddles.
No. And then she turned one of her friends to stone for a second, which was stressful.
Yes. Well, Hilira nearly. Hilira offered herself to save everyone else. Actually, initially, we managed to get away without any sacrifices, but there was to be a trade for these great weapons that Buckius hold, and Athonia wanted an equal trade. She likes turning things into stone to kind of her jam.
Yeah.
So I want to do the same thing to Hilira, and probably would have done it if we then didn't or went, no, we want to keep this one. So we had a bit of a scuffle instead.
A wise move. You'd let my daughter turn into a statue? I would have put all your heads on spikes. I don't care about how many pieces of divinity you have. He smiles.
Also, I forgot to mention, but Hilera played a vital role in forging Atmos, so my trident.
I did a lot of running.
You always were a runner.
Mm-hmm.
He'll kill me for telling you this, but he sort of leans in, and he's warming up a little bit. Mauritia, remember when she was 2, maybe 3, and she would run all over the house, running over chairs and under tables? Well, one day, little Miss Sprinter grew a bit too tall to run under the table, but hadn't quite realized it. And so she, boom, slammed her forehead into the table and was just prone on the ground. And I still remember that look on your face. No tears, no pain, just bewilderment. I could see your tiny brain asking yourself, what happened? This isn't how it normally goes.
I'm going to try and look at the sides of the table and see if I can see any indentation.
Make a perception check.
Things.
12. Oh well.
This would have been 15 years ago, more. Like 17 years ago, actually, so. Yeah. Your father looks at you, Hilira. Cocks his head towards Xanthia. What is she to you? At this point, your mother also sort of looks rapt at attention. And so do your brothers. Actually, the brothers are all looking at Xanthia, just all 3 of them.
Xanthia is hiding her face very deep in her cup of wine.
Okay. Cool. I didn't think we were that. Okay.
Thorax leans into you, Xanthia. I'm so glad you brought me back for this.
Well,
Happy to do so.
I think. Oh, this is. Oh. God, so much has happened. It's confusing to remember, but she'll just look at Xanthia with big eyes. I think we're girlfriends right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure hope so.
Well, I know we talked about it, but okay. I just wanted to make sure. You know, I didn't want to make it seem awkward. You know, if I was like, we're girlfriends, and you're like, wait, what the fuck just
Yeah,
happened?
awkward. That's
You know.
totally never going to happen during this.
Starting strong, I see.
During the feast in Melodies, didn't I also introduce you as that already? So
Xanthia, honestly, the pressure's really high right now. I don't remember what words are anymore.
okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I didn't mean to make you upset.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Well then,
They
that was
bone.
clarifying.
Can I hit Scotty just like
Make an attack.
What?
Back
It was obviously quick question. I was just
Make an
double-checking.
unarmed strike.
Do I kill Scotty right now?
Probably not, but you are quite strong, so this will be funny.
Does a 20
But
hit
it does.
you?
It does, surprisingly enough.
So, were you intended to be a
Take
slap?
8 bludgeoning damage.
It's like my face just goes smack into the
Yeah,
plate of food.
basically. But it's like Family Guy levels of instant. It's like pouch. His face. Yeah. The father goes, I like you. Well then, Hilira, I'm afraid this is your fault. What's about to happen next, because you weren't very clear, so I'm going to have to use my best judgment. Excuse me a moment.
Oh.
And he walks off into the other room. About a minute later, he comes back holding a small cloth bundle. We had this made for someone else. Pardon me for recycling, but they're not cheap. And he unveils a beautiful ceremonial, for it is made out of gold with gilded silver and sort of chrome filigree. Spearhead. Ceremonial spearhead. Hilira, you recognize this spearhead. Your father, as is custom, had it made as a traditional gift, originally intended for a man named Eteocles. In Akros, it is custom for the family of the girl to, in a similar fashion to a dowry, but more as a sort of ceremonial gift, offer a the custom is reflected in arming the husband, basically, to protect the wife. And so at this point, ceremonial spearhead is offered to a prospective husband. This was meant for the man we picked to be Hilira's match. He holds it out to you, Xanthia.
Thank you. What do I do with that exactly?
Sleep
Just
with it.
keep that, or
You have to put it way up your butthole. It is tradition. Just way up there.
Don't
No, I'm
lie
kidding.
to her dad.
Calm down, Rick.
Thank you. That's you, Hilira. You're my daughter. Regardless of what I've done, I reserve the right to embarrass you. Until the day I die.
Okay.
He sits back down. Mother's perked up at this point. Orithia is beaming. The brothers three are like, oh shit.
Hilary will just lean over to Xanthia and go, that thing is not coming to bed with us, okay? It's staying far away. Okay, cool. Because, yeah, the whole weapon hugging thing, we don't need to start adding that, okay?
Ikarion basically gestures behind him, actually. Or actually, he gestures to a point on the wall. There are many, there are taxidermied heads, ceremonial weapons and things like that, or real weapons, spoils of war adorning the wall. On one spot, there is a plaque with a different but same idea spearhead. This one looks... this one looks different in general, whereas the one you're holding is adorned with motifs of Hilira's house. This one is adorned with different motifs. This one is has sapphires and a sort of like a black obsidian blade with sort of silver lining on it. Hilira, you know that it's basically got filigree and sort of detailing of your mother's house. Typically, it's simply displayed in the home.
okay, that we can do. I mean, if Lara wants that.
It's better than you cuddling with it.
Oh, that reminds me. Your official Akroan cuddling axe must be you must be measured for it that we can begin preparations immediate. No, I'm just kidding.
You guys have bigger sense of humor than I thought you would, to be honest.
Well, it's the first time in a month that we have any reason to believe we're getting out of here alive. So I guess maybe I'm just trying something different. He looks at you, Hilira. So, Bakios.
So, hi, how you doing? What's going on?
My daughter trusts you.
I'd say that's true for a given value of trust.
I'm prepared to trust you as well.
Okay, in exchange for what?
Keep her safe.
Easier said than done. I mean, she is a
That's
little bit
why.
of a...
That's the catch.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, actually, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool, thanks, yeah. I'll do my best. I suppose you know better than I that, again, easier said than done, but I will do whatever I can.
That is all I can ask. You should know, I wield great power within the court of Akros. But I'm still only one piece of it.
Thank you.
I'm sure Noros here and his family can be persuaded to lend an ear as well. Noros, like, yeah, okay. He's young. So Noros is, he's not older than 30. He's still a relatively young dude, so he's not necessarily bringing the same gravitas as Helios' fucking father. Like, he's a veteran, so he's kind of deferring to him, but, like, yes, Ikarion.
Well, I appreciate you being forthright and helping me out and agreeing to do stuff for me. That's really nice, but I've come to accept my fate a long time ago, sir. If it is my fate to die at the hands of the justice system of the city I have once abandoned and now saved, so be it. As long as I can say that I've done one good thing in my life before I leave for the void to Elysium, I will call that a life well spent. And as long as I die with an axe in my hand, a song in my heart, a beer in my hand, or beneath
Those aren't axes. Points to your swords.
Weapons, swords, or, well, you kind of ruined my flow there, mate. Cheers for that. But
sorry,
yeah.
Out of character.
No, it's fine. That's exactly what Bokios would do as well in the middle of that speech. Or, betwixt the thighs of a well-endowed young woman. You know what? I've considered that a good death. So I appreciate you doing what you can. Just know that I'm not expecting anything to happen. If I die, so be it.
And what would you do if you gained your freedom? If you regained your full station?
Rest. Sure. I don't want. Honestly, I don't want to remain in Akros anymore. I've lived in more in the last 10 years than the last 50 I did in Akros, and the time is not right for me to come back and keep repeating the same mistakes of my past. Clothis made me her champion for a reason. My destiny is very much entwined with the will of fate. So I've kind of it's way too much effort to stop. It's so much effort to worry. It doesn't help, and it's just so tiring. So I will go wherever I'm needed, or wherever I'm driven, or into the grave if that is my choice. Or, if possible, I'd like to go back to our fortress in Melites. It's got a really good morning routine over there. I've got my own plank with a hole in it. It's really nice.
Desire to save your life fading.
I mean, basically me every day of my life as well.
I just meant about the plank, but anyway, that is interesting.
Okay, cool.
It may be that saving your life is more achievable than restoring your full glory, politically speaking.
Look at me. Does it look like I give a French flying fuck about my politics and about my honour? I don't think so.
I respectfully disagree.
Fair enough.
Tell me, have you ever broken your word?
Oh, don't think so. Not written. No. Hilly, have I ever broken my word? To your knowledge?
I don't think so.
Oh, then I suppose I must not have done. Sorry, no, it's hard for me
You
to keep
ever
track of
run
something.
away from combat, failed to plant yourself between your allies and danger?
Sometimes I put them in danger inadvertently by just rushing headfirst into a huge amount of pain and suffering. But no,
Well,
I've
that
never
comes with
run
the
from a fight.
territory, but you never left them to their devices. You stood your ground.
No, don't think so.
Are you saying no, you've never run away?
I have never run
Okay,
away
cool. Yeah,
from a
just
fight.
clarify. Double negatives fuck me over out of character. That's on me. I have done my best to be accommodating. But my friend, this is where I put my foot down. At the end of the day, we are a Crones. Our honor, our pride, our conviction. Take that away and you have nothing. You are proud to call yourself friend to these people.
Yes.
And you find glory in pursuing your own path and fighting for those you care about.
Not my path. Clothy's. Clothis' path. Clothis' path. Not mine. Not anymore.
Seems you're proud to give yourself to a higher calling. I will help you, Bacchios. But swear to me one thing.
Go on then.
Never abandon your pride or your conviction, Akron or otherwise. That would earn my disrespect above all else.
That I think I can swear, and I'll raise my glass.
He meets your glass. And Orithia says, "Well, this was lovely and free of tension. Who wants souffle?" And that's where we're going to go to break.
Souffle break.
Oh, I would like a souffle. That would actually be quite nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have some crumble that I'm going to enjoy for this break as well. So.
Nice.
I still need to go grocery
Special
shopping.
Equinox
Still have
crumble, which we
chocolate
still have. So
kernels.
very excited.
All right, join us back here in 10 minutes at 9:30 exactly. Get whatever refreshments you need to. Grab yourself a snack, and we will be right back. Thank you to the audience. We are DC30. And we're back. So we come back now. Dinner is over at this point. Dessert has been had. And basically, you have some time to chill at this point in the evening. Your mother and father basically retire to the bedroom. You get the sense that they're maybe trying to give you space or kind of winging it in terms of communicating. You watch all three of Hilira's brothers settle into some form of a dice game, or some kind of board/dice game that involves some shouting or moving pieces. It seems like a combination of checkers and dice. It's just like a pub game. Other than that, no one really. You're not sought after in a specific way. What would anybody like to do?
Do we currently have a spell in the helmet?
You do not.
Okay, do we want to put one in?
That
I
may
have
be
a
an
few
idea.
spell slots left, so I can do Death Ward again, or if you want to do something else.
I also have spell slots left.
You
And if
could
anyone
also
needs
say if you
stuff.
wanted to summon Daxos or Tefili if they have a specific spell you want.
I'll
do we
definitely ask
want-
them to come over.
Okay. They come over.
Do we want damage, utility, healing?
Is it for Amalia again?
Yeah, it's for in the helmet.
Amalia will probably opt for damage unless there's a specific alternative that we push for.
I have a spiritual weapon if you want it.
That's pretty dope.
Just keep in mind, Echo Knights use their bonus action a lot.
Oh.
Was there any restriction on the
Fourth,
spell's
can't be higher
level?
than
Level below.
I can do a lucky
Four.
creature in there. If we want to find our little buddy tomorrow.
There is
Daxos can
a-
do summon construct as well.
There is I can offer one that, if it goes well, would work well with Amalia. I could. It's called Hemorrhage.
Oh, I also
And-
have that.
I could offer a teleportation spell as well.
Ooh, that's also fun.
What kind of teleportation?
Vortex warp. You can teleport another creature you see within range.
I can give a dimension door.
That's also cool.
I mean, that's good, but I feel like my spell is more for getting someone out of danger when they're not near you.
That's fair enough. Just putting it out there.
But it's kind of like what Hilera does sometimes.
2 seconds. What does Defili have to offer?
I could also do chromatic orb.
Berkios and Jason are just playing cards.
Yeah, fine. I'm down for that. Why not?
I also have
Go
inflict
fish.
wounds.
I don't have a fishing rod.
Defili says, "Lovely decor, by the way, Hilira. I love your house."
Thanks.
You're, by the way, your two younger brothers are both sort of like gawking at Defili.
She's taken. Eyes back to the game.
It's back to your game. I can grant flight.
I feel like either utility or healing.
Yeah.
I could also, if you need destruction, I could also place a hex in there. Amalia swings a lot. Basically an extra d6 damage on every hit.
Right. Amalia, are you good at concentrating on things?
Sorry, what?
Let's take that as a no.
So
Oh, I'm very.
Oh.
Things can't distract me if
Oh.
I'm really thinking on it.
okay.
Naxos creates a laser pointer with a finger.
Ooh.
Summons an echo and starts hacking at it. Oh, I see. Her concentration's quite high because she's got a high constitution.
Okay. Cause wait, do we know where error 404? Where our big bad is? I can't think of his name right now. The Murder King.
You're not 100% certain of his exact location.
Right.
You wager he is somewhere on the bridge or on the other end of the chasm.
So tomorrow, someone has to locate the creature. Which I can...
And then when...
Well, these are things that we can already do, right? The dimension door. Can we do that ourselves, or has anyone got that outside of? Because that could be one that could get Amalia really close really quickly if he tries to escape.
That's true, and she does have that thing where she can hit things and they stop moving.
She can also bring a person with her with Dimension Door.
Yeah, then let's go with Dimension Door.
Rexos places a hand, like the helmet glows for a second, then. One more thing. I won't be able to be with you every step of the way tomorrow.
Why, Daxos?
Because I can't hurt the Murder King, you can. And I'll have to help clear a path for you. But don't worry. I'll be there in spirit. And he unbuckles his red sash with the sort of gold trimming that has a, like, star-shaped pin on it. Folds it up and hands it to you, Scotty.
Ooh.
I want that back.
I mean, it's no manta cape, but I like it.
Attune to it, and tell me if it's no manta cape.
Okay, that's what am I currently assigned to? Barrier to 2, Galileo. Alright, I will if I unattune from the Tome of the Dragon's Horde, it doesn't break all the things that are in it, right?
Not to my knowledge, no. Does the Tome of the Dragon's Horde require attunement?
Oh, no, it doesn't. Maybe I thought it did. Oh, it's the scroll. Maybe a scroll. That's what I need to unattune from.
I mean, if you don't need it, I can take it back.
What's it do?
Sash of You can look up Sash of Sorceress Synergy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we'll keep that.
Basically, you have the sash has what is it? It has 5 charges, regains a D4 plus 1 expended charge daily at dawn. When an ally you can see within 60 feet of you casts a spell while you are wearing this robe, you can use your reaction to expend a number of charges equal to the amount of, like, basically you can use your reaction to use meta magic.
I can use my meta magic with other
on
people,
their spells. You have to spend a number of charges equal to the amount of sorcery points that you also spend.
Yeah, that I normally use.
You can also change its style, color, and material.
That's the color's great. I have to double check whether or not this is actually going to be suitable for us in terms of what we're doing. So my sorcery abilities, I've got distant, quickened, and subtle.
Xanthia would benefit from quickened spells.
Yeah, that is true.
But I can also quicken my spells myself.
How many sorcery points do you have?
A few, actually. Hold on. God, this character sheet is so all over the place.
Well, I could also utilize... Six. Okay, I've got 13, but the other one I'm thinking of is a Cure Wounds that's normally touch. I could give distance to that, so you can then do Cure Wounds within 30 feet rather than relying on a healing word. So that would theoretically mean that the healing capacity of whoever's doing that could be a bit more buffed.
You only have 3 meta magic options?
Me, I've got... yeah, at this stage, I've only got distant, quickened, and subtle.
I got 4.
How many levels of sorcerer are you?
13 levels.
Well, you took the meta magic
I'm
adept feat,
4.
right, Cynthia?
It did, yeah.
That'll do it.
That's fine.
I was debating on that as well, to be fair.
I mean, I can totally take the sash back if you don't need it. I do actually like that sash.
Given that, I don't know what spell I might gain the benefit of in the morning from the Mobius scroll. And it might not be useful. It might be good, it might not. Whereas this, I think, will be useful. I'll give it a go. I think for healing, which is our least favourite topic,
Also remember,
beneficial.
paralysis and, silence and stuff like that are real hazards you might face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so having subtle spell is always very good as well. Okay. Thank you. And I'll kind of I kind of just tie it like a little bit to the end of my belt, rather, so it's just kind of like, it's almost like a little banner, like a bear or something on the side. I shall add that to my list. Huzzah. Is it in Beyond?
Yeah, Sash of Sorcerer's
Awesome.
Synergy.
Awesome.
And Malia now has Dimension Door in the helmet. Jason, where are you right now?
I'm not really actively prepping with the group. I'm kind of just kind of chilling. Probably, you know what? Let's get angsty with it. If there's something that is looking over the vista, like by the window, he's probably by the window, like kind of. I don't really know how you could do like a cool centaur, like up against the rails.
Well, so they're in the courtyard now, like sort of the outside courtyard. The stars are out. There's like basically torches lighting up, but you could be lent against
he is
the pillar.
100%. Yeah, 100% against the pillar, just looking up at the stars in contemplation. But no active.
Well, as you're looking up at the
engagement
stars,
with
you
the
hear,
group.
"Penny for your thoughts." You turn, you see Defili, who's basically moved away from the group, noticing you by yourself.
See Defili and just go. You know, it's strange after everything that's happened since. Well, I guess even since we first met. This for the first time feels like maybe not an end, but the closing of something.
You're right. Where they're going tomorrow, we cannot follow.
No, we can't. I wish them the best. I'll have words with them in the morning. For now, let them enjoy their preps and plans. And he'll kind of look over the shoulder to the party, like making plans and like prepping themselves and everything. And he kind of just looks like a proud dad, especially seeing Skatinos and Amalia coming so far. And alive.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Defili looks at all of them. Take it from me. Sometimes something is better said now than later.
There's just a knowing nod as he walks back over to the group.
Before you go, Defili says, I could use you watching my back out there tomorrow.
He nods, just goes, I will always watch over those who fight beside me. And he does like not like a fist bump, but whatever the equivalent of like a warrior's handshake would be.
She returns it just as heartily.
Yeah.
That's good. We've both got people to come back to. You watch my back, I'll watch yours. Will
You have
watch
yourself a
yours.
deal.
She gestures to Daxos.
Yeah. You have yourself a deal.
And she'll follow you to the rest of the group.
Yeah. So, What exactly is Tempest's mighty plan against the gods?
Again, I'm going to keep repeating this. We don't have plans.
I mean, it is true. That is kind of like our MO.
Our thing, yeah.
Well, it's gotten you so far.
From what I understand, the basic gist is the rest of us are gonna punch a hole through the throngs tomorrow and get you to the main course. The rest is up to you.
Kill beans.
Have we seen anything about what he does on the field? Any insight as to what has been seen that he can do?
I mean, he can talk in our minds,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That we
but I
know.
can also do that.
and he seems to be pretty aware of what's going on.
Well, Daxos rolled a natural 20 on his history check.
Yes. Slay.
I know that at first he was a paladin of Erebos. The accounts I've read talk about a scary fucking dude with a big fucking sword. His connection to the god of death may be severed, but I doubt he's abandoned that particular style.
Well, an oath is actually pretty powerful.
Only if you keep it.
Sometimes
Yeah.
even if you break it.
Okay. Plan still doesn't change, I suppose, but I guess we'll expect him to be using some elements of death magics.
Considering you are trying to defeat a god, they will probably use every trick at their disposal. And as he's saying this, you can see him kind of go over his neck and kind of take off a pendant and kind of go over his shoulder. Sorry, go over his head. And goes to the Boschius and says, and kind of passes it over to you, but instead of like a hand, it's like he places it to your chest and just kind of places it there. And waits for you to reciprocate while like keeping it in place. And he simply just says to you, you are going to have to keep yourself and them safe as much as you can tomorrow. We'll do what we can outside, but when facing a god, you need all the help you can get. And he kind of taps the chest and leaves the pendant in your hands.
What does it look like?
It looks like a gold amulet with the eye of a large ruby embedded in the center and 8 smaller gems around it.
I think he's out of attunement slots.
Oh,
I was gonna
are
say.
you? Can you not attune to anything?
Fuck.
Botch has a free slot.
I have a free slot.
Wait, hold up. Did I say? Sorry, I completely intentionally meant to say it was for Botch.
Oh.
I did say Botch, didn't I?
No.
Yeah, I thought I did.
You did, yeah.
Scotty.
I heard Scotty.
I thought
I heard
I heard
Scotty.
both.
I'm just like I just want all the things. No, fair enough. Butch. Good. That makes far more sense.
Okay, that might have been a brain.
I give it to Botch, and Scotty's head just like comes up.
What am I doing?
Well, thank you.
That might have been a brain fart on my part. If so, I apologize. But I was 100% convinced I heard Scotty. But that's probably just...
Yeah, two people heard one thing, 2 people heard another. Either way, 100% the intention is to give it to Botch and just be like,
Okay.
Here, look after them. Keep it. Oh, yeah, Dyson 100% would not give this to Scotty. No,
Okay, Amulet
What am
of the
I taking?
Sentinel.
Yeah, you can add Amulet of the Sentinel.
Does this give me the Sentinel feat?
No.
Better.
Oh, that'd be sick.
But he kind of looks at you and says, considering your new wares, perhaps you can be both aggressor and defender.
Sure. Oh wow, that looks fun. Oh my god, that's awesome. So I'll
And kind of
basically
look,
go first every time.
yeah, looking at you and kind of like enjoying it. He'll just say, "Keep them safe."
Oh, that's nasty, and I love it.
Yeah. I'm going to unattain from that. Going over to like looking over to Hilera. He's just going to go. You know, I've never seen or met someone quite as fast and nimble as you. And he kind of looks to your kind of like wares and the fact that you are basically just like Harry's just like darting in and out and kind of like talks about how you are on the field. And he just says to you, tomorrow before we part, consider the grace of Nilia on your side. And it's not much, but maybe we'll get you a little bit further ahead. And then out of character, mechanically, before Dyson splits off from the party, he'll touch Hilera and cast Longstrider, so she just gets an extra 10 feet. It lasts for an hour, it's not concentration, so it's basically just like, she'll basically just have like Nilia gust of wind and leaves just around.
A quick rules as written question. Can you stack spells if they're from a different source? Hilera is technically permanently under the effects of Longstrider, if I remember correctly.
I'm not entirely sure. I think it in the DM's guide, it does come down to like DM discretion.
Okay, I'm going to allow it because it's a good moment.
Yeah, and it will basically just give an extra 10 feet for the hour.
You're at a walking speed of 70 feet now.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It's basically just breaking the sound barrier the moment you do.
Oh, you weren't there for the episode where she reached a walking speed of 880 feet.
Dope.
Oh, that is literally like that's you've gone into a different dimension then.
Yeah.
So Hilera is fully aware that she is a character in a D&D game. I think with Amalia not being here, I'll say that he won't even say anything. He'll just do like a very quick jab with the long sword of just like keeping her wits up, which she'll easily deflect and parry. And then again, without saying anything, just give her like a huge hug.
She returns it, and this time she lifts you up, and this like she was hench before, and this armor just makes her a dreadnought.
Yeah. And like I think nothing needs to be said other than just like it's all unspoken between the two.
She just Amalia has always been childlike in some ways, in a very endearing way. Just in this one moment, you see a sort of hidden presentation, like a presentation of maturity that you don't often see, as she just sort of, in a more womanly way, just gives you a benevolent snarl, like a
and then I will move over to Xanthia and go into the little pouches that I have on just the side and say, I've been keeping this in case it was needed, and it hasn't broken. And he kind of like lifts up a little vase. It's just like, it hasn't broken and hasn't been used. When it comes to an emergency, I feel you're probably one of the best, especially if going up against the god. You exhaust all of your magical resources, and I will hand you a potion of greater healing.
Ooh, perfect. Thank you.
And he'll just look to you and just say, Tempest seems to always need a morally ambiguous trident leading its helm.
Morally ambiguous? I will just choose to take that as a compliment.
Please do. I mean it as such. And he looks you just like straight faced, completely like no emotion of whether he's being serious or trying to make a joke.
Okay.
Bring them back safe, and yourself. I would very much like to get to know more of you.
Yeah. You also stay safe and make sure that the two lovebirds also get out of here alive.
Don't worry. I'll look after them and they shall look after me. And he kind of looks over to them and is just like, kids. Before everything else is done, though, he will go to Scotty and say in Sylvan, just, Scotty, a word, and he kind of like walk you over to the side.
And I will come with.
He kind of stands, arms folded, and he just says, I'm not a fun man. I don't have much of a humor. I was never raised with such. My surroundings never allowed me to have such either. And as far as I'm aware, I have no siblings, at least none that I know of. So, my soon-to-be child will not have any uncles or anything similar. There will be no one wild enough to show them the fun and chaotic ways of life. No one to free them from law when they decide to have their disobedient phase. I shall raise them in battle and war, and to learn the thrill of the fight. But I feel that having a small touch of anarchy might also be a fun balance too. Whenever my child is born, it would be a great honor of mine if you could be their godfather.
There's a small pause before he.
Excuse me.
Before he looks up and goes. I look forward to the day when you live to regret that decision. And I give you a big hug.
Yeah, and he like as you give him the hug, he goes, after I said it, I immediately regretted it.
Scotty, take a point of inspiration for that line.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, and the kind of the last thing he says to you in Sylvan would be something kind of similar to just like give him hell. Literally, in this case.
Keep them safe. Keep yourself safe.
And... Oh, sorry.
No, that's it. And then, yeah. Oh,
yeah, that's it.
And... I'll say at this point, it's getting late. Knowing you have a long day ahead. You will filter to your separate bedroom. Sorry, yes, Hilira?
Can I just do one more thing? I will
Yeah.
want to go over to Xanthia, and I'm just gonna go, Xanthia, you want to do the thing we talked about?
We talked about so many things. You need to be more
About
specific.
me doing the spell, and then wait, what? And then you doing the other spell.
Once again, more specific.
Xanthia, we were just messaging about this.
Brilliant. We're going to die.
You know, that cantrip that you have now? That we talked about?
Oh! Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay. This is really exciting. Okay. I'm going to go back into, like, I don't know, an area. I don't know. Somewhere outside. And it's going to be fun. And I'm going to set up, like, a little picnic. And then I'm going to cast Hero's Feast again.
Okay.
And it's gonna be just desserts and sweets and candies. And I want like ice sculptures that are like in the shape of all of our enemies, like the Eater of Hope and Ithonia the Cruel and the dragons.
As you're saying this, Ronos is running around with like a little hammer and chisel, like in that like way in cartoons when like you chisel like an actual sculpture in like 4 seconds. Done. Runs off.
Okay, everyone, I got dessert. Me
I
and
think I'm
Ronan
alright,
make
I'm quite full.
dessert.
Also,
You have to,
Finishing touches.
Scottinos.
finishing touches.
Yeah.
Xanthia will cast dancing lights to just like
Aw.
illuminate those scenes that Hilera carved into the eyes, or like Ronos did,
help.
to just like make all of the villains a little bit more, menacing, and just, like, a little
Nice.
bit more real, to really showcase everything that we've been through, and like to really show like how much we've grown since this very long journey started.
Perfect. Both of you take inspiration for that as well.
Oh,
How many people are having the Heroes Feast? I assume all of you guys.
Yeah, so all of us
Oh, yeah.
plus Daxos and Defili. So that would be 8 people, and I can do 4 more. So I might ask my brothers to come. And I might also
Welcome.
ask my dad.
What about Ronos?
Well, he is a god. He is so cool, you guys. He
Bitch,
can't die.
please.
And gods don't like dessert?
Well, you can have dessert. You just won't get the benefits. I don't think he needs them. Well, I can ask him. Radas, do you want to join the Heroes Feast? But I feel
You
like
look
that's
down
kind of an
for a second,
insult.
and he's standing next to Xanthia. She can't see him, but he's holding like a black currant donut, like way ahead of you.
Okay. Cool.
But your brothers and father will join.
Okay, so that's 12. So that's
And-
everyone.
Your father just sits in silence with a small smile playing about his face. Your brothers will chat shit and will just regale everyone with embarrassing stories from Heliada's childhood.
brilliant. That's what we wanted.
Cool. Yeah. Let me roll the dice.
All
Let's
right.
see how many HP we get. Don't fill me dice. That one fell out of the box. Ooh, that is 14.
Ooh,
Good.
Yeah, it's better than last time. Let me use that spell slot. That's not what I wanted to do, but sure.
2
No.
seconds.
I love that it's called Heroes Feast Damage.
Here. Yeah, I'm damaging all of you guys. You're gonna get tummy aches from all this sweets.
I mean, that is actually a genuine risk.
I will vomit on you, Hilera.
You discover how many of the party are lactose intolerant.
Whilst
sorry about
the
that.
bad guy's monologuing, all you hear is.
I feel like we've had a conversation about lactose intolerance once in game, and I think we all were like, nah, not us.
Not even the fish and the cat.
No, I think everyone was like, no. I don't remember what the context was, but I remember we talked about it.
Oh, it might have been like the cheese that we had in like the bag of cooling.
Oh, the perma cheese.
The ricotta.
Permanent cheese.
Yeah, the ricotta from
the-
the
yeah,
Isle of
the-
the Cyclops.
That's
Or-
right.
The permanent
Or the cuddle puddle. It might have been the cuddle puddle when someone was like, I don't remember.
Why would you talk about lactose intolerance in a cuddle puddle?
I don't know!
No one likes to accidentally like turn someone into a whoopee cushion when they like squeeze
Yeah.
them.
See, it's valid. And it's something we would do.
It is something you would do. But you can all add that Heroes Feast. And as everyone retires for the evening,
Yes.
you all lie down to bed. Heliada, as you're going to bed, you hear a at the door.
Xanthia, let go of me. I need to get the door. Just keep sleeping, it's fine. I go over to the door and I open it. Hello.
You see Europa She's clearly been crying.
Hi.
Hi.
How
Sorry, I
are
didn't want to
you?
wake you. I'm okay. Do you have a moment?
Yes. And I go into the hallway.
I missed you, you know that?
I missed you too.
I'm sorry if I wasn't... I'm sorry if I didn't protect you enough to make you want to stay.
That wasn't your job.
I was so angry at you at first because I didn't have anyone anymore. Anyone who truly got it. The other ladies, they don't.
They're bitches.
They are bitches. But I get it now. I wish I'd had the strength to do what you did.
Look, I'm not saying you could still do it, but I am.
Who knows?
But maybe not right now, because right now there's a big battle going on.
No,
And
I
you
know.
could die.
I know.
I could also just kill your husband if you want.
Please don't.
Oh,
He's all
an
right, you know.
idiot.
He's not an idiot.
I've seen him fight Yoruba.
I thought he fought pretty well. Look. He tries.
He
And he listens to me. That's more I can say. That's more than many ladies can say of their husbands.
That is true.
Never asked me to do anything I didn't want. Never made me do anything I didn't want to do.
Okay, he can live. But maybe not go into battle anymore. Because it's a little bit embarrassing, I'm gonna be honest.
That's such level 7. That's such level 16 privilege you've got there. Maybe. Although I feel like that would really clip his wings. He's a product of his upbringing.
Aren't we all?
I don't know. Questions for later.
Exactly. And if he wants to get better at fighting and we help Bakyos, then maybe Bakyos can help him fight better.
Deal. We'll
Okay.
table that conversation until when we're all in better circumstances. I'll let you get to sleep. He just rushes in and hugs you. Love you, little sis.
I love you too.
Kisses you on the cheek. Get some rest, then go out and save the world. And she
I'll try.
returns to her lady's demeanor and walks away.
I walk back in. Satya! Do you want it to be just us tonight, or do you want to do a cuddle puddle? Because I'll get everyone out of bed again.
I don't care.
Okay. It's not giving me an answer. I'll be right back. And I'm going to run over to the room where... Who's going to want a cuddle puddle? Amalia's room. I knock on Amalia's door. Amalia! Amalia!
She'll eventually retrieve herself out from under the bundle of pillows that she's been hiding under.
Speaking from personal experience, you're gonna need to cast Thunderclap to wake her up.
Amalia! I swear. I cast Thaumaturgy and I go, Amalia!
What?
You want to do a cuddle puddle?
I'm cold. Can you bring the cuddle puddle to my room? I don't want to leave my burrito.
No, take your pillows with you. We're going to my room.
Make a persuasion check. This is 100% realistic.
Natural
I was gonna
19. 4,
Okay, but
27.
come here.
Okay.
She reaches out these icy cold paws on your arms like,
Why?
you are my furnace, my lovely furnace.
Okay, but why don't I now have 2 women with cold feet? Santi as well. I can't. Okay, I run over to Buckhill's room. Buckhills! Buckhills!
What the fuck do you want? I'm so tired.
Okay, we're having a meeting in my room.
Yeah, you give me the minutes of it later. And I'll come go back to
No!
bed.
Come out! Come on! It's very important.
I swear to Christ, I'm gonna kill you if this is anything but life-threateningly urgent.
It is very urgent, Buckhills.
Okay. I drag myself out of bed, forgetting that I sleep naked, and I'm like, wait, I'm coming back, and then I put on a towel or something, and then I come and follow.
Okay, my room. I got Scottinos' room. Scottinos!
He'll open the door. You'll realise that he's actually not been in bed yet. He's been going through and actually making those potions with the ingredients that they got given before. But he seems to be kind of a bit distracted because you see half it seems written there, and then half of it seems to be like he seems to be writing notes on another page, and they look like more song lyrics. And he looks over and goes, yeah?
We're having a cuddle puddle in my room.
Okay.
Okay. And then I go over to Jason's room.
Jesus Christ, I'm gonna kill this woman.
Probably, like, the door would open and you just see him standing there, just like, it is an ungodly hour and you are fighting a god tomorrow. Today, what time is it?
No one
What do
knows.
you-
Well, we're having a cuddle puddle in my room.
I am very happy for you.
No, you have to come. Come on, join the cuddle puddle. We might all die today, tomorrow.
Dyson just goes back into his room.
No, I stopped the door.
And then like 2 seconds later, you just see him come out with a blanket. Just he's like dragging it.
Okay, let's go. And I walk into the room and I just go, cuddle puddle time. And I force everyone.
I feel like
to
Botch
cuddle
gets
puddle.
PTSD from hearing that word.
Come on, Buckios.
My passive is pretty high. Is everyone super into this or not?
No, I'm immediately turning around and going back to my room.
Wait, Buckios.
Shut the fuck up, milady. I'm going to bed.
He only calls me milady when he's angry at me.
But
Yeah,
that
why
is
not join the
here.
cuddle puddle, Buckios?
Why not shut the fuck up, Hilera?
Oh, come on. The last time you liked the cuddle puddle. Don't even lie.
You slept like a baby.
You did.
It
What?
was kind of cute.
I turn back and say, what part of nay doth not thou understand? Consent works both ways, Hilera, and I walk away.
Wait, is he talking Sylvan? Did you just learn a new language? I'm so proud of him.
He's so smart.
He really is so smart. Come, Amalia. Cuddle puddle.
Okay, and she just basically cat pounces on you.
Yeah.
All right. As some of you join a cuddle puddle,
And some of you are Debbie Downers.
Dyson would say to Skitinos, and be like, we never had this issue with Eslin and others.
I don't think it was the right kind of vibe for a cuddle puddle.
this is true. This is true. We were trying not to drown.
But you all eventually fall back asleep. Ilira. As sleep takes you,
Oh shit.
is that audible to anybody? Not too low. Never mind. Must not be working. As sleep takes you, you feel a familiar feeling of weightlessness. Before you, like, it feels almost like, not like fall damage, but you hit the ground hard. And you sort of, you feel like it's almost like salt flats, like sort of that kind of hard packed, like, terrain. Flat. And basically charcoal black. You get up, you look up, the sky is awash with stars.
Wow.
Constellations, you look around you, the flat terrain, these sort of like black salt flats, stretch to the horizon.
Hello?
You turn, and your eyes shoot up as you see Ronos, standing hundreds of feet tall,
Whoa.
staring down at you. He does not wave back.
Oh.
His normally jovial expression has turned to steeled seriousness. And you hear something behind you. You know that voice. It's Xanthia's voice. Xanthia. You too feel like a hard hit at the back of your head as you sort of find yourself on the same terrain.
Ow.
What's going on? Are we dead? Did we die?
Xanthia, you look
No.
up, you see... I will say you see Thassa.
Okay.
She is your primary god, deity, despite everything. Actually, I'll take that back. You see Thassa and Porphyros basically next to each other. Same way, just staring down at you. Before you hear another... Scotty. He's going to do something. Botch. You two get up on this cold, packed ground. You see your friends, Hilira and Xanthia.
What did you do? This
And
is why you should
Amalia.
have joined the cuddle puddle.
And Skotinos.
This is the kind of shit I try to avoid.
You all find yourselves on this flat plain that stretches to the horizon. The heavens themselves, Nyx, the stars and the constellations, open up above you into the clearest night sky. No problem. Scotty, you are there as well.
Yep.
And you find yourselves surrounded. Ronos, Thassa and Purphoros, Clothis, Pharika, Erebos. Together, they basically stare down at you like ominous, gigantic statues. And in unison, 6 voices speak as one. I'll use Clothis' voice for this because I can't do all the voice mods at the same time, so I'll use Clothis'.
Your final trial begins tomorrow. Your penultimate trial begins now. And that is all. Nope.
And there goes the moment. And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh,
Nice. Nice.
what the hell is going on? We have not got time for this. We have to kill a god.
Well, good luck, guys.
Don't worry, you have all the time you need in the Dreamscape world. Oh, everyone levels up to level 17.
No.
What? Oh,
I was afraid
dope.
to say that.
That's one step closer to
So
death.
afraid of this one.
Oh, yes. Oh, I get
What
3
are you
brutal
doing,
criticals now.
Charles?
This is going to get nasty.
I've got another 10 feet of movement, you guys.
80 feet now.
I just rolled an 11.
Nice. I'll roll for... Yeah, Violet would be okay with this. I'll roll for Violet. That's a 1, so re-roll. That is a 10.
Nice.
I'll remember that. Scotty, you want to roll?
I've been doing the automatic.
Okay,
roll,
all right,
so
fair
I'll keep
enough.
with that as it is.
Also, you now have 9th level spells slots, so you can quit your bitching.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
You have 9th level spell slots, but not spells.
Yes, that's right. Oh, lots of fun to have. Lots of death.
Xanthia, are you rolling a d6 or a d10?
I'm not sure. I need to think about this.
All right, we will reconvene on that respect. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in tonight, and I think, epic clap to a fond friend and beloved guest and just permanent burrow into our hearts, Alex Eaton, Jason the Centaur. Thank you so much for reprising
Yes.
your beloved character. I know he's a beloved character of mine. And it was a true joy and pleasure to get to DM for you again. Would you like to kick us off and tell these fine folks about yourself?
Yeah, baby. You can find me on the Clock app at Xander Lee VA, where I am doing voiceovers and voiceover challenges and stuff like that. And since I now finally have Baldur's Gate 3, I will be doing Baldur's Gate 3 voiceovers too, because, let's face it, this is now our entire lives.
Couldn't have said it better myself, darling.
You're actually all fighting Astarion tomorrow.
Oh man,
I'd
what a
lose.
twist.
I give up.
In the dream, the challenge is to not sleep with him.
Yeah.
I would like
No,
to
look what happened by accident. Oh no.
Oh no.
Sorry. Bazel is where it's at for me.
Not
But
a Tarlac for me, personally.
fair. No, that's definitely going to be probably on a third play through for me. Fair enough. Was that everything?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Xander Lee VA. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys kill a god eventually.
Me too. I am very excited to use that token. Just from the art standpoint, I don't care about the stat block. I'm just so happy that I managed to get that made. Virla, would you like to tell these fine folks where they can find you, what you're working on, all of the things?
Okay, so most of my games are on pause right now, so I'm not gonna mention them. I'm so sorry. I'm here on Sundays, and I play Hilera, and it's fun. And I also have Instagram, Israela.Louise, with an E at the end, and that's me.
Beautiful. you can find Violet at Violet_Riddle_ on Instagram. She does fashion and cosplay stuff. Morse, do you have any? I know you don't have social media. Do you have anything of your own accord? You sometimes promote anything of your own accord. Anything in the pipeline you want to talk about? You're going to do your usual.
God, no. I mean, yeah, usual nothing. There's nothing exciting going on at the moment. I'm hopefully going to be the job that I'm currently on will finish in a couple of weeks' time, and eventually, maybe in like a month and a half's time, I'll have like a trailer for what I've been doing, so you can see kind of the madness that's been my life for the last 3 months. But for the time being, again, just a big thumbs up and a thanks to all those third-party content creators. Griffon Saddlebag, I had at least 2 items taken directly from there that made it into this session as well. Best way to make these games awesome, to make sure you support those third-party content creators, be it the big names or even the smaller ones that might have some content as well, be it tokens, artwork, mechanics, anything that kind of really spice up your game. And if you're the ones that play in person, you lucky so-and-sos, get those third-party minis if someone's able to like 3D print them for you as well. It's the best way to make this game as awesome as it can be. And that's it from me.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Bringing us to Tamara.
Hi, most places on the internet you can find me at mar_inated, except for Instagram, where you can find me at itsmar_inated, and that's about it.
Totally random, but I just realized that I think I made a mistake with the character art reel because it's still got Lazarus in it. That's on me. But that aside,
Bacchios.
Yep, haunting Bacchios. Speaking of Bacchios, Ali, would you like to round out your fellow players and tell us about yourself?
Sure. Save the least till last. You can find
Stop
me
it,
on...
you.
You can find me on Instagram and at Angel. And these, I like to do cosplay. I like to do D&D. I like to make minis and battle maps, and I like to make other cosplay items. So let me know if you need anything made. That's me.
Love it. As for me, you can find all my cosplay content at Electrum_cosplay. I've got a bunch of photos, including some animated stuff I'm working on for the photo shoot I just did at Alfia Castle as Loquacious Sealy. So that's going to be coming out soon, as well as, cons coming up. My Halzen cosplay is absolutely in the works. That's going to be fun. You can catch all of the show's socials when I rarely post to them at DC30 Official everywhere. That's Threads, Instagram, and The Clock. I really should post more stuff there, but I am one man. But that's something I'm working on. And as always, if you like this show and you want to see, if you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, you can feel free to join our Discord. We have all sorts of stuff there. I post all the tokens I make, including the token. So it should be on there now. I'll have to double check. But the Flesh Colossus token from... So Flesh Colossus is from Big B Presents Glory of the Giants. I crafted a token from it using existing assets. That's available for free in the Google Drive, as well as tips and tricks on how to flavor your campaign for an ancient Greek setting. And, just a general fun community that's passionate about archaic-themed fantasy. And link is in the Discord. Well, that brings us to our conclusion this evening. We thank you all so much for tuning in. We feel the love, know that you are loved. Have a wonderful evening. We're DC30.